All right. So Salesforce DX. As you know, Salesforce DX is a very powerful way to work with your Salesforce environment. Salesforce created it to make it easy to do a lot of the CI/CD activities that you need to do without having to have any third-party products, but there are a lot of shortcomings with that. We take the good and the bad of Salesforce and have the Salesforce DX and make it really easy for you to work. So some of the changes that are still out there, I mean, scratch orgs, they're limited. They don't have any metadata in them. You can, create those as you need to from, a command line. You need to know the command line options. But again, they can be a little bit of a hassle for people like admins or BAs to work with if they don't know all those deep command line options. And again, because of that takes a lot of time, getting it set up, getting the code down in there once you get it set up and working with it. Again, with time comes high maintenance costs. The more time you spend setting up an environment, the less time you are working on your new releases. So it's taking you longer to release them, you're getting less productivity, and that can go down the line. And then finally, if you get it up and running, even still, it's, you're always creating a new scratch org every time you're working on development. You got to go in that command line, do all the different features. So Salesforce has taken a lot of, Flosum's taken a lot of the functionality in DX and absorbed it into our tool, making it very easy for you to do some of the different activities. So we have full integration with the Salesforce DX. So we support creation of scratch orgs, unlock packages, second generation packaging. We work with the retrievals, deployments, validations. We support this DX file structure. We do the conversions to metadata on the fly for you, so you don't have to worry about that. So we take a lot of the effort out of working with DX when you use Flosum, make it very easy for you to have that process and logging in place, but still work with DX, but making it much, much easier. So we have, for example, when we're working with our unlock packages or our scratch orgs, we take the command line and we put it into a UI. So now we make it very easy for anybody to create scratch orgs or unlock packages without having to know all the different command line options and so forth. It's just point and click Salesforce data. So very, very simple to work with those. We integrate with whatever your version control may be. So you're using any flavor of Git, we'll work with that. We fully integrate with that. So we can keep our repository in Git synced real time. So when the changes are made down in Git, they're synced to Flosum. And when you make changes to the components you're deploying, and then to commit them to the Flosum repository, they're synced down to Git. So all of your changes are where they need to be very, very quickly. So why don't we go in and take a look at some of the cool features we can do. All right, so this is my Flosum org. As you can see in here, this is where, whoops. Come on. I have all my different orgs set up. So when you're working with the different features in here, you need to have your dev hub set up to work with scratch orgs. So I'm using my production org as the dev hub because I want to make my scratch orgs based on my production environment. So as I said, very simple to do that. You click on the scratch org button. It'll tell us you're okay to do that. So you give it a name. If you have any packages you want to include in there, you can select the namespaces. I don't have any right now. Give it a password. If you want to have any sample data, you can do that. And then we'll allow you to actually put some of the features in that you want. So we have available features you can add as well. Once you do that, let's select all of these. It looks like we have everything we need. We have a password, we have a duration. You can set the duration to whatever you want up to the 30 days that they have. Select the edition you want. Then you create your org. Once you create a scratch org, it is registered as any other org or sandbox in Flosum, and then it can be used to do your deployment activities, just like a sandbox will be or a test org, depending on what you want to use it for. So no command line, all point and click, very easy to get people up and running on how to create these. And just here 1 second, we'll be ready to go. Now, once this is done, when you do those different activities, as I said, we'll convert any of the file structures on the fly that you need to. So if you have in your source control DX structure, when you commit it into Flosum, it's converted to the metadata on the way. So you don't have to worry about doing any of those command line options. And this should be done any minute now. Now, while that's happening, I will show you how we can do unlock packages as well. So I'll go into my branch. So the branch in Flosum is a set of components you're going to be deploying. So in this case, you can see I have a bunch of different components in here that I want to deploy. Now I want to take these, I want to put them in an unlock package because I want to use that to do my installation in some different orgs. So again, we make it very simple to do that. So we go in, we click on our unlock package button. Again, we take away the command line. You put in a description and then you just create your unlock package. So again, this is done with the components in that branch. You can see it's in process right now. It's adding those components in, and then it will be done and you'll be able to take this and use it like any other unlock package you have. So very, very simple to work on. So now if we go back to our orgs, let's see, we just have our Scratch org. Let me sort by name. Right here is our Scratch org we just created. So you see it has my username. And then I can use this just like any other org in Flosum to do all my different, my static code analysis, all the different activities you need in a branch. So make it very, very simple to work within the Flosum environment.